All right, it's that time of year where I get to do my summer series wrap up and my fall series TBR. What I mean by that is every season I check in to see what series have I been working on, which ones will I like to work on, and if you want to see the previous one, I'll put that up in the cards. So yeah, I just like to check in with myself so I can be like, oh, you've been ignoring this series. It's been 3 or 4 months. Maybe you should pick it up, because I don't like to have too much time go in between books because then I'll forget what's happening. So let's first get into the wrap up. Also, I'm not going to go into like super detail into what I thought about the books. I have lots of wrap ups and reviews, so I will point to those when applicable. But let's start. I finished my reread of the First Law trilogy in this summer season. So woo, I still don't quite get the hype. Like, I like it, but I don't love it, if that makes sense. Like, people on BookTube seem to love it, and I will agree, the character work is amazing, which the audiobooks really highlight, but I do find myself never itching to pick it up when I'm reading it. So, and that's always like a downer for me, but I finished it. I'm also read the first 2 books in these 2 series, and I'm up to date on them. So I will mention I read the first book in the Catnet series, Catfishing on Catnet. I do have a full review for that. And similarly, I have a review for Ninth House, which is the first book in the Alex Stern series. And so because there's nothing else out, I am up to date and have reviews for both of those. I also have a review, apparently I review series a lot, for the Dreamblood duology, which I finished this summer. Really liked it. Also, this cover, guys, so pretty. So we got that. I finished that series. I started Percy Jackson, so I read The Lightning Thief, and it was fun. Next time I need a middle grade for maybe a readathon or something, I will pick up the sequel. And I also finished, guys, I finally did it. I did it. I finished the Foundation trilogy. If you're new here, I had been saying for the past 3 series TBRs that I would read the second Foundation. And I finally did. So this is done. This guy's done. I also read The Testaments, which I have a rant review for, but I finished then the Handmaid's Tale duology. And I'm right now like 200 pages away from finishing The Toll, which is the 3rd book in the Arc of a Scythe trilogy, so I'm going to be finishing that. And I am done with the Carl's duology, I believe that's called. It's the one with An Absolutely Remarkable Thing and A Beautifully Foolish Endeavor. I have listened to both of those, and I am working on maybe compiling my thoughts for a review from that one. So I'm really happy with all the things I've continued and finished in the summer season. And now let's get into my fall series TBR, and I'll also talk about in there things that I've continued but I'm maybe not as caught up on. So first, let's talk about the Stormlight Archive. I finished Way of Kings this summer, and I'm currently reading Words of Radiance, but I also need to, in this fall, read Oathbringer, and then it'll probably, because it comes out, yes, it still comes out in fall, so I will also be able to read Rhythm of War. So I'd really like to be caught up on the series. Like, I've already read the first 3 in the past, but I would really like to be caught up with Stormlight Archive because it's like my favorite ongoing series ever. And on a similar vein, I want to read the last 2 books in the Machinery's Empire series. So this is by Yoon Ha Lee. I've read the first one, Ninth Fox Gambit, and I have a world building review video for that one if you are curious about the world, because it's one of the best and coolest sci-fi worlds I have read in a long time. But I want to read Raven Stratagem, if all goes according to plan, next week. And another time in the fall, I'd like to read the last one, Revenant Gun. So I'd really like to finish up this series. I really, really love these covers. I think they're so colorful. So that's something I would like to continue. I also, and I've said this in a lot of TBRs, but it's going to happen, I want to read the 2nd book in the Founders trilogy. So this is Shorefall. I started off the summer by rereading Foundryside over here because I didn't remember what happened, and I'm really glad I did, because now it was really great, because I read the Divine Cities trilogy by Robert Jackson Bennett, and now rereading Foundryside, which was the first book I read by him, I really feel like I have I feel like I know the author, and so I really understood what he was doing, and it was really cool, and I'm really interested to see what's going to happen in that one. Let's see, Wheel of Time. It's been a long time since I've read a book in that world. I think the last time I read it was in the late spring, so I'm due. So I need to read the 4th book. I don't remember the name of it. You will see it. It will be here. But I have it on my Kindle, and I have every plan to read it. We will just see. I worry that reading that in the same time span that I'm reading Stormlight might not be the best thing for me to do with another high epic fantasy series, but I do want to continue it. I don't want too much time to go by, so I'm going to pick up the fourth one. And in a similar vein, next week I'm reading Baptism of Fire for The Witcher, but I haven't read a Witcher book this summer yet because Time of Contempt burned me. But I'll be buddy reading that with Jessie May, so hopefully we both enjoy that one better than we did Time of Contempt. And in another vein, so I said I finished the First Law trilogy, but the whole point of me rereading those was so I could read the standalones and then, read A Little Hatred and Trouble with Peace. And Best Served Cold is always available for audiobook from my library, but I keep not picking it up. So I need to pick it up and read that one and the other two. And then I already actually own, where did I put it? It's over here. I've actually owned Sharp Ends for a really long time because I bought it not knowing that it was going to be about these standalones and the original trilogy. I don't know, it's very confusing. I know I'm supposed to read it after the standalones, and yeah, that's all I know. But I'd like to continue the First Law trilogy, or the First Law world. I also need to start Jade City by Fonda Lee. This is for the Space Sirens book club's going to be happening, and also I don't know, I just know I'll love it, and I just need to bite the bullet, even though I'm very scared, because Jade Legacy is not out till next year, and not even early next year, it's a year from now. So, I'm going to read Jade City, and then try not to read Jade War right away, which is going to fail, and then I'll just have to reread them before Jade Legacy, probably. And another series I want to start is Ship of Magic, which is the first in the Live Ship Trader series by Robin Hobb. So I read the Farseer trilogy last fall, and so I really like reading classic fantasy like Wheel of Time and Robin Hobb, maybe not classic, but that 90s prose style of fantasy in the fall months. I really don't know why, and this is the next one I need to read, and if it goes well, I will continue it. I probably will. I liked the Farseer trilogy. She just hurts you, man. She just hurts you. I also need to read the second book in the Sixth World trilogy. Well, maybe not trilogy. I don't know how many books are going to be out in the Sixth World, but there are 2 out, and I've read the first one, and I really liked it, Trail of Lightning, so I need to read the second one. And I currently am listening to The Empire of Gold. So in August, I listened to The City of Brass and The Kingdom of Copper as rereads. And so now I get to finish it with The Empire of Gold, and I'm only 2 chapters in, but I'm really excited. I'm just remembering Justine talking about how much anxiety she had while listening to it, and I'm just both nervous and excited because this author really knows how to write a compelling narrative with characters I'm very invested in. And the last one I would like to get to, if everything works out, is Black Sun, which is the first in another Rebecca Roanhorse series. I don't remember what the name of the series will be, but I have the first book, and I'm very interested in it. Does it have a name for it? I don't know. Oh, the first book in Between Earth and Sky trilogy. So I'm really excited. I think this is pre-Columbian American fantasy, so that's exciting. Give it to me. And it's also really pretty. Goodness. I got really lucky to get this from a Goodreads thing. That's what I've read, and that's what I hope to read. I will put reviews down in the description and in the cards for any of these books, because apparently I've reviewed and talked about a lot of them in standalone videos. Let me know in the comments what series you want to get to, and you can always leave me emoji if you just want me to know you're here. Like if you liked it, subscribe if you want to, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.